Hey, fellow adventurers, my name is Mr. Balloon, but you can call me Mr. B. So I'm here today because I want to inspire you today. I want to encourage you. And so what that means is to help you believe in yourself and know that you have something special inside of you. And you say, what do you mean, Mr. B? I have something special inside you. Well, what I want you to know is that you have an ability inside of you that's very special that can help the world. Yes, you have something inside you, and I call it the superpower. You have a superpower, yes. And we might like a lot of superpowers. I know I like Spider-Man, I like Black Panther, and you might like a certain superhero yourself. But what I want you to know is that you have a superpower inside of you. You have something amazing inside of you that can help people be better and help people change and help how people react to things. You have that ability inside of you, and you might say, Mr. B, what's that ability? Well, that ability could be singing, that ability could be playing sports, that ability could be writing stories, that ability could be building things or creating things. But whatever it is, you have something special inside of you. And so I want you to know that today, that you have something special. So what I want to talk to you about is a particular character. Now, what I am is I'm a comic artist, and I create comic books, and I also create animation. I like to author, and that means I like to write stories. And so one of the characters I came up with is called Millie's Adventure. So I want to talk to you about Millie's Adventure. You say, why do you want to talk about Millie's Adventure? Well, the reason why I want to talk about Millie is because Millie, she is what I like to call a curious leader. Oh my goodness. She's definitely a great superhero. Why? Because she's a curious leader. Okay? Now you might say, what's a curious leader, Mr. B? Well, a curious leader is somebody who leads by wanting to learn. Oh, you say that's a superpower? Yeah, that's a superpower, to want to learn. Because if the more you want to learn, guess what? You're going to learn cool things. The more you're listening, the more you're going to learn cool things. And the more you learn cool things, you're going to be able to what? Know cool things. And then you're going to be able to what? Do cool things. That's right. And then people are going to think that you are what? Cool. That's right. That's how it works. You know, when I was your age, what happened to me is kids used to make fun of me. First of all, because my last name was Balloon. Yeah, So they made fun of my name because it's Balloon, because my name is actually Balloon. It's spelled, my last name is spelled Balloon, just like a party balloon that goes just like that. It goes, it pops and goes in the air. So they would make fun of me. They say, Mr. Balloon, you a balloon head. They used to call me names. They used to call me all kind of things and make fun of my last name, okay? And then they also used to make fun of me because when I talked, I stuttered when I talked. And so what that means is that when you talk, it comes out like it comes out very slowly, and you have to kind of repeat yourself over and over again. So I was a little bit slow in how my speech was pronounced. And so the kids made fun of me. They were like, hurry up and get it out. Yeah, they would make fun of me like that. And so how do you think that made me feel? Oh yeah, it made me feel real bad and down on myself. But it wasn't until I realized what my superpower was that things changed for me, okay? And so what I would do is, what I learned is that when you use your superpower, my superpower was drawing. I like to draw characters, and I like to tell stories and draw stories, okay? So when I realized that's what my superpower was, then I started using it to help my classmates. You see that? Now, I didn't just think to do that. What happened is my teacher one of my teachers, she encouraged me to do that. So what she would do is she saw that I had something special inside of me, and that when I would talk slow like that and I would stutter, she said, Mr. B, the reason why you talk like that, Mr. Bloom, is because you are a deep thinker. You see how she was doing? What I thought was incapability, that means when what I thought was a flaw, something that wasn't as good as my classmates, she knew that that was an actual superpower. She turned that into a superpower. You know what that made me be? That made me believe in myself and have confidence despite the thing that I thought was a flaw. So what do you mean by that, Mr. B? Well, what I mean by that is that's called resilience. Whenever something is not going right for you and you still are determined to do your best, that's called resilience, guys. I want you to practice that, because that's one thing that Millie does, okay? Now, what I want to tell you about Millie is she did the same thing I did when I was a kid. And what is that, Mr. B? What is the same thing you did? Well, what I did is I learned that when I listened to my teacher like this, when I listen to my parents, when I listen to anybody that's teaching me, maybe you have a coach, maybe you have a Bible school teacher, maybe you have a preacher, okay? So whenever I listen to them, somebody's teaching me something who's older than me. When I listen to them like this, what I learned cool things. When I did that, when I was always listening, I actually learned cool things. And that's what Millie likes to do. She likes to learn. So even when my friends would say something to me and they would try to talk while I'm trying to listen, I would say, no, I want to listen. And then when I started listening, then they started listening. So you might be in class and your teacher is telling you something that's very important that can help you. If you're listening, then you may encourage your friends that are trying to talk to you to listen as well. That's called being a good listener. And guess what? When I was a good listener, what happened is I learned cool things, and then I was able to draw those cool things because I was listening. You see how it made my superpower come out? Because I was listening. So I want you to think about that. And so what Millie does, Millie is a kid sheep. And what Millie likes to do, I like to call her the curious leader, because she leads her friends by being a good, curious learner. She likes to learn things about life. And even when things are tough or don't go the way that she would like them to go, what happens is she still knows that there's a lesson behind it. Oh my goodness, that's a powerful thing, guys, because sometimes when things don't go our way, we might feel sad. We might feel frustrated. We might feel stressed out. But not Millie. Millie said, oh, I wonder what's the secret behind this? What's the lesson behind this thing in life? And because she does that, what happened is it made her be a very, very smart learner. And she was a smart kid. She knew a lot of things. Now, Millie's dad was an archaeologist, okay? And an archaeologist, and you might say, what's an archaeologist, Mr. B? Well, an archaeologist is a person that studies things from history, and it's called artifacts. And the artifacts are things that are evidence that prove that certain things happened in the past. It might be like some dinosaur bones or some fossils imprint that's into caves or walls or drawings on the walls. Those are proof that certain things happen in history. And so that's what Millie's father used to do. And so what Millie likes to do is she likes to go in his office and put on his clothes and pretend that she's an archaeologist. You see that, guys? She's looking at her dad as something that he does is very important and very special that helps out people. And so she wants to do the same thing. So what does that say for you and I? So what that says for you and I is sometimes we can look to our parents to kind of be inspired to do something, or we can look to somebody who's done something that we would like to be able to do, or whatever we want to grow up to become. We might see somebody that's already doing that, or somebody who already has those skills, and then we can ask them questions and see how they do it. I had there's a man that went to my church, and this brother, what he would do, this guy, he was an architect. And so he knew that I like to draw, and I knew that he draws all the time. That was his profession. So what he would do is he would take me to the side and he would draw something like a cube, and then he would want me to practice it and come back and show me the results. And I'm telling you, he did that over and over again to the point that my drawings improved that much. Like when I was 6 and 7, I already knew how to add perspective. Perspective is when you see things from your eye level, or from wherever you are, you see things from that level. And so it looks like things are 3D or coming out at you. I knew how to do that at 6 and 7 because he would show me how to do those techniques. You see that? So what you do to do, guys, is what I encourage you to do is to listen and always be a learner. Because what your teacher is saying, what your parents is saying, what your grandparents might be talking to you, your uncle or aunt. So whenever they're telling you something, they're trying to tell you something to give you more knowledge. And when you learn to get knowledge, I'm telling you, you do something amazing things. You know, some amazing things. So because I was able to listen to that gentleman that was like a mentor to me, that means he would teach me things. So since I listened to him, I was able to draw those things, and then the kids started thinking I was cool. At first they were making fun of me, calling me balloon head. They were calling me air balloon. They were making fun of me, saying I stutter when I talk. But then when they looked at what I was doing, they was like, whoa, how did you learn how to do that? And I would tell them that I listen, and they're like, wow, so can you show me how to do it? And what do you think I said? And what do you think I did? Because these are the same people who bullied me, who made fun of me, okay? Yes, that's right. I decided to help them. Yes, I decided to help them. And when I helped them, they said, can you help my friend? I helped them. Can you help my teacher? Because she don't know. Yeah, I help. Can you help my big brother? I helped them. Can you help my teacher? My little brother, my little sister? I helped them. And then the more and more I did that, guess what? I became known as the kid artist. You see how that works, guys? Because I decided to help somebody. Because I decided to do that, it got me into places where I was being able to be an influence on other people. Influence means you make other people, inspire people to want to do something different as well and do something good, okay? And so that's what I was able to do. So I want you to learn from Millie and learn from some of the experiences that I had, because I want you to know that you can help people change their behavior. That means the way that they act. You can help them be good. Matter of fact, I had a guy, he used to bully me. He used to bully me all the time. I was about this tall. He was about that tall. He used to bully me and call me frog eyes because I wore glasses. So he used to make fun of me all the time. But guess what? When I showed him how to draw something, and I said that what you're doing, what you're drawing, because I had to sit by him. The teacher made us sit by each other. I told him, I said, hey, you know that drawing that you're doing right there? That's a pretty good drawing. How did you draw like that? And he was like, what do you mean how I draw like that? I said, man, that's really cool how you drew that Optimus Prime, because we were drawing Transformers. And then I drew it. I said, I'm going to draw it like this. He was like, whoa, how you draw it like that? And then guess what? We kept exchanging back compliments to each other. and we became best friends. You see how that worked? We became best friends. But what if I would have said, if he asked me, could I help him draw something? What if I would have been mean back to him because he was mean to me at first? We never would have became friends. You see how that works? So that's what I want you to take with you. Listen, be a listener, good listener first. Learn something. And then when you learn something, then use that to help somebody. Use that to help somebody. Because when you learn things, what happens is it helps your superpowers come out. Whatever you can do good, you may not know what that is yet. But when you start learning things, it starts coming out. And then when you start using it to help others, it's really going to come out. You're really going to know what that is. You might say, how does me playing sports, how is that going to help somebody? Well, maybe you might have a friend, or you maybe have somebody that you know, and you show them how to do a skill better, like how to kick the soccer ball better, how to play basketball better, how to shoot the hoop better. You know, when you think like that, guys, I'm telling you, you're going to truly be a real superhero. And so always be looking to learn. Sometimes you might be doing something at school and it may seem hard to do. You're like, I can't figure this out. This is hard. Well, let me tell you what Millie does. Millie has a best friend named Dexter. And what both of them do is they like to solve problems because they know that there's a lesson behind every problem. There's a lesson. And when they know that there's a lesson, what that means is they know that they're going to know something that's very cool. So be excited about learning something cool. So when something gets hard, you say, okay, don't give up. Don't cry and say, oh my goodness, I'm not good at anything. I'm not good. Forget this. I'm not good. Because when you do that, you will never get to see the cool thing you're going to learn. But when you're like when you play a video game, you're trying to play that video game, you're trying to get to the end, you're trying to get to the next level, right? So that's the same way in life. When you come into encounter a problem or something that seems hard to do, think of it like that video game. You're like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to learn this because I know there's a lesson on the other side of this and I'm going to know something cool. So that's really good. So I want you to think about what Millie did, and I want you to think about some of the things I learned when I was your age as well too. So think about that. So what I want to encourage you today, guys, is to be a good listener and be a great learner. Be a curious leader. Okay? Be a curious leader. All right. Y'all take care, and you remember, tap into your virtue. And remember, always be listening. And remember, there's something special inside of you.
Be sure to get your free download of the Pick Heroes free digital coloring bundle in the link below to sample Pick's coloring content and join our email list to get encouragement and empowerment. Also click below if you want the Z Enforcers Digital Coloring and Teaching Adventure Pack, which includes the Z Enforcers Digital Coloring Book, PowerPoint lessons, entertainment, and more. If this helped you, subscribe for more Z Enforcer and Millie lessons every week. Remember, tap into your virtue.